Alright, there we go. You might see the refresh on the actual screen. That's because for whatever reason, even though the Wii wasn't progressive scan, it likes to revert back to the interlace look. And then it will give me the option to display in progressive scan. Not sure why the Wii likes to do that sometimes. And it's sad because I really like that opening, really like the sound of that opening logo. It really adds a nice touch to the game. It's like a much deeper tone and almost scary. Like, Nintendo! Kind of like that. Anyway, I'm going to put the Wii remote aside and get out the GameCube controller, open up a new game. And I had a little practice run on the second file, and I had a blast doing it. I'm looking forward to actually getting through all in one go in this stream. Without further ado, let's get started. And in case you haven't realized by now, this is Luigi's Mansion. It's like one of the most fun games I enjoyed on the Nintendo Gamecube. For a launch title this time, this game is pretty good. So here we go again. I remember doing like a casual playthrough with this. That was back when I had like a separate channel that's dedicated to retro games. But in the end, I decided to merge in and become one. So yeah, you start off here in this mansion, which Luigi won in the contest for some reason. And it actually sounds pretty fishy considering he didn't even enter. Mario! So the basic controls for this game is you just move around with the left control stick. You change where you want to aim with the C stick. And I actually prefer this control method rather than the 3DS remake where you have to utilize the gyro controls to aim and all that. I'm sorry, gyro does not really work well for me. Well, motion controls are good for some games. It's some games that utilize the gyro, I find it unnecessary. As you try to open up the door on the second floor, it was locked. You hear a ghost. They come down to the foyer, and there you'll find him right there with the key. Not time for that lightning strike, though. I love that jingle. I love that jingle so much. And it just saddens me that this is the only game that this jingle is utilized in. I mean, it had like a snazzy vibe to it. Alright, so let's go down to open up the first door. Gotta love those fully rendered 60 FPS cutscenes. of the him opening up the door. Inside the parlor, you find the ghost, as well as this guy. You'll be seeing a lot of him. I wish I could voice that for him, but I really can't. But I do like his little gibberish talk, though. I find it somehow hilarious, especially his chuckle. Uh-oh, this looks ugly. But yeah, this guy is Professor Egad. He's like one of my interesting characters that you'll find in the Mario universe, primarily Luigi's Mansion. The Spirit set definitely fooled us. And it turns out, what he got described was Mario. Considering this is the first time going to the mansion, this is where we get a little on-screen tutorial. And I heard there's like a secret song that you will hear if you leave it on for like a certain amount of time. About 2 minutes to be exactly, I'm not sure. But you'll hear it. So Egad supplies us the Poltergust 3000. A deluxe one-of-a-kind vacuum that can suction up ghosts in it. After he tells you about that, he just wants you to experiment with it. Now this is where our training begins. So, how this works is you're in a dark area, the ghosts will come out here. What you want to do is find a good opportunity to shine your flashlight over those ghosts. It'll stun them. And if you see the heart, you might want to be quick about vacuuming them in, because they do not stay stunned for long. They do not stay in that same spot for long. Oh, I screwed up there. I did not even think there was going to be a second one coming. It's like you saw before. Oh, now we got 5 of them at once. I want to try to get them all at once. Alright. Well, it wasn't my best effort, but I think I've got the hang of it. Got 7 ghosts. I say you're ready to look for your brother now. So after the first round of training, he takes us over to the gallery, where he tells us that this is the place where he had 21 paintings of his famous ghosts collection, and those painting ghosts have already broken free. That chuckle, though, I really like that chuckle. So, as I said before, the ghosts do not stay stunned for long, so you want to be quick about vacuuming him in. If you see his heart, vacuum him in immediately. And once you already got a hold of him with the suction, you want to tilt the control stick in the opposite direction of where the ghost is trying to move. It's a quicker way to actually vacuum him in. And you might want to change it constantly because it can move around unpredictably in certain areas. Well, now that we're here in the gallery, this is where he tells us the certain functions of the Game Boy Horror. Like, if you use the X button, it'll give you the little on-screen camera search feature. And what you do, to utilize this feature, you have to look around over all kinds of stuff. If you see something that looks interesting, you can just press A to search. And there are certain options that Luigi can think about, and it'll show it on screen. And I gotta be honest, this is the most realistic image of a Game Boy in a GameCube game. That really surprised me, considering this is a launch title. That's the most realistic, highly detailed image of a Game Boy I've ever seen. In a game that's made in, like, 2001. But if you press the Y button, it'll give you a little screen of the map. Of course, this is just the gallery map. Once you get into the dimension, you'll see this place is a whole lot bigger. And if you got more floors to explore, it'll show it all right there. And if you press the Z, it'll show you in the inventory. It'll display all kinds of your statuses, like how much money you have, and whatever stuff. And you can even toggle over to the next screen. It'll show you the ghost paintings, the kinds of ghosts that you've already have vacuuming in. Yeah, I don't think there was 21 ghost paintings. I'm pretty sure those are 21 ghost paintings in there that is just shown right there on the Game Boy Horror. Alright, let's go back to the lab and get ourselves the real mission. Let's get the real party started. Ugh, I can't talk today. What? Time to get this party started. Yeah, we'll go ahead and skip that cutscene. You'll be seeing that a lot of times going in and out of the thing. Oh, that poor Toad. There, don't cry. So this Toad is set over here by Princess Peach, and there are more Toads around here. You might want to remember where they are, because these could be your save points. Have no fear, Luigi's on the case. And there are some rooms where they're dark and there doesn't seem to be any ghosts. He'll light them up. If you cheer him up as well. And like I said, They'll be your save points. So if you're... So, like, for example, if I go to talk to him again, it'll give me the option to save. There's all kinds of things you could do with the Poltergust 3000. Like, one... You can suction in all those lit candles. Pull in all those towels and pictures and stuff. And you can check certain places that you couldn't even reach up there. By just pushing in certain objects. Like for that chandelier. Yeah, you check up there. And there's like a whole bunch of cash. If you want to achieve the highest spot, and there is a ranking system in this game, I'm just going to say that now. In order to achieve the highest possible rank, you gotta get a whole lot of money. I've actually heard the lowest rank in the game is actually the hardest to get. And it really surprises me, considering that they just throw money all around out there. Alright. It doesn't seem like to be much now, but just look at the candles. In order to actually progress on to this part of the game, you will need to light those candles. And if you check the certain places, there will be stuff hidden around there like money. There's also hearts for recovery, and there's a poison mushroom, which will damage you, not only damage you, but shrink you down, and you will lose a bit of money. Alright, let's burn out all the candles. And by putting out all the candles, we made the spirits bad. It actually baffles me that they call this the gold ghost, considering this is like the first and pretty much the most common ghost in the game. Yeah, be careful around these guys, because they like to throw as much punches as possible. I mean literally. Like this. And if you get all the ghosts in the room lights up. And most of the time, there will be a chest over there. And determined by what color it is, it can either be something really valuable. Determined by what color it is, it will determine how valuable those chests are. Like the blue ones here, these blue ones here, they're valuable because they will allow you to progress further in the game. Because inside those chests are keys, and you will be needing them to unlock the doors within the mansion. And after attaining the key, it'll automatically open up the Game Boy Horror, automatically open up the map in the Game Boy Horror. It will show you where that key can be used for. And it shows you the key is for this door right here. And you can skip the cutscenes too, which is nice. And they're doing the spike walls here. And you will not be able to. You will not be able to get out of there without taking care of these ghosts. And over here, this is where they introduce you to the Pink Puncher. Which some sources call it the Purple Puncher. They have a bit more health than the regular ghosts. And these ones move slightly faster than the original ones. Oh, I thought I was able to get both of them at once, but sadly I didn't. Yeah. And within those places, you will find a gold bar. There we go, I got both of them at once. Alright. Definitely check around there for money. That is if you want to get the highest rank. Like I said, there's a ranking system where H rank being the lowest and probably the hardest one to get in the game. Over to A rank being the highest. I remember the 3DS one. They introduced the S rank. And if you haven't noticed, if you notice this kind of spirit, these are the rare speedy spirits, and probably the most valuable ones to get in the game. Dude, will you stop throwing your punches at me? Because I would like to get some money. Got him in one go. Nice. As I said about the speedy spirits, they don't play around. Like, once they start to jump up after you find them, they will move around fast. And they're not easy to capture. If you do happen to stun them, reel them in quick. I'm just gonna say that. Reel them in quick. If you get if you were able to stun them. And with that, you're able to get the key. And open up the door to that hallway. And outside of this door, there's the toad up there. Yeah, don't worry about the thing, Toad. Got it under control. This place over there, out in the distance. Take note of that, because you will be there later. And there's another big function of the Game Boy Horror that you can utilize. And it happens to involve these mirrors. If you use the search function on the mirror, it'll warp you right back into the foyer. Once we start to approach this hallway, we get a call from Egad. And he's informing us about the gallery ghosts that have escaped from the paintings. And it's also, and if you want to, you can use the. If you want to figure it out for yourself, you can. But they tell you if you have a hard time figuring it out, you can use the X button right when the ghost's heart. If you search for the Game Boy Horror, it'll inform you about the clue that can be used to defeat him. Oh, really? So we're able to find another speedy spirit over here. And we got a ruby. One of the valuable treasures in the game. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some more money. And there will be scenarios though where you will have to utilize both the control stick and the C stick. Sometimes you'll have to catch them off guard. Like that guy when he's yawning. When it starts to yawn, get him! So where did they get the gold rank within the gallery port, the gallery ghosts? You will have to keep a hold on him no matter what. Try to hold on to him as long as you can and hope that he does not break free from it. If he does break free, well, I don't know what to tell you. Alright. Now we got the key that can be used for the door on the end of the hallway. And you will find mice all around over here. There are blue and purple mice. What I would suggest doing is search everywhere before you actually go and take on the other ghosts. Because you will find something valuable like speedy spirits. I'm just gonna say that right now. That could benefit you in the long run. I'll just show an example of a clue right here. Well, that's some clues aren't not actually helpful. But if you open that curtain, alright, we got him in the first go. Another gold rank. Another gold frame on that one. And if you're able to sap 90 of her HP in one go, if you're able to sap 90 of the Ghost's HP in one go, you will be able to obtain the rare Big Pearl. Alright, let's get that fan rolling. And get the cash within it. And now, another key. And what awaits us, you're about to see in just a minute. More like you're about to hear it. And it turns out, looks like we're about to wake up the baby. Actually, let me check the inventory real quick. So the first ghost we ended up catching is Neville. He happens to be the father. Oh, right. I didn't get to check. Oh yeah, you just press A to go back then after... Oh yeah, you see a stick on that one. And the ghost we just called was Lydia, who happens to be the mother. And this ghost over here happens to be one of the big bosses. And you'll see why. The horsey. In order to get him to wake up, use the clue. And rock that horse. And this is baby Chauncey. And the overall gimmick with this one is that you have this ball. You can vacuum him up and use it as a projectile. And just throw the ball right at him. Oh boy. And remember when I said that this guy is the big boss? This is why. Oh man, we're gonna be in for a wild ride. So, he's gonna start setting out those little wooden horses. Well, these big wooden horses over there. After he sends them out, he will throw those balls around. If you happen to spot a real ball, do what you did before and reflect it back at the... reflect it back at him. Alright. No, I was able to get 43 on the first go. Alright. Not too bad. Not too shabby. And once you get a little bit, progress a little bit further into the fight, this is where it starts to get a little bit difficult. I mean, he can roll these horses in a little bit faster than before. And now we gotta watch the balls again. Alright. Find the ball. I'm surprised I hit him. Oh, he was down to 10 HP. Oh well. I'm actually proud of myself. Alright, now he starts to bring these send the horses in a little bit faster. And now he'll even start to send 2 of these things in. Alright, watch out with the balls. Out. And we got him. Not too shabby here. And in the end, we get a gold chest. A big gold chest. Within that gold chest happens to be one of the big keys. The key in the shape of a heart. And here I was saying I thought we just got done with Kingdom Hearts. Looks like we got more into this than we thought. Okay, I know that doesn't make sense, but that's all I've got. Anyway, that drawer over there shows the big recovery heart that's worth 50 HP. Pick up that key and get on. Wrap up the first area. And we got a call from Megad after obtaining the key. Now, that always cracks me up right there. That sound effect from Megad. And he takes us over here into this workroom where he calls this contraption the Ghost Portrificationizer. That allows us to bring in the ghosts that we already captured and turn them back into paintings. And I don't think we can skip this part. It'll show us that every time. Starting up with 3 gold frames. Talk about... Had a bit of a struggle within one of the bosses at first, during my practice run. But thankfully that's not the case today. After show you the progress of your gallery ghosts, it'll show you the progress of your collectible treasure. Thankfully we found that ruby because that contributed to 1 million G. And the pearls are actually valuable as well. It's really hard. Like I said, it's really hard to get the lowest rank considering they just throw money all around out there. Especially when you're finding the boss ghosts and... Depending on where they run, they'll actually force you to grab the money. That's what makes getting the low rank hard.